Man, I don't know. Like I was very polarized.
You like the beginning part of the Sony?
No, I did not at all. I
Let me
thought it
tell
was
you.
terrible.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you the most unpopular opinion.
Why are these motherfuckers in a barn?
Any Sony fan, Death Stranding and Kojima overrated. I don't think that game's gonna be anything. It's just like,
Look at my face. I'm like,
they're like, oh, Death Stranding, Kojima Productions.
I'm gonna be.
I'm not convinced that this is a game yet. It's gonna be like you're gonna put the disc in and then it's just gonna pop up the freaking HBO app on your PlayStation.
It's a bunch of tech demos, some flashy cinematics, but I don't think there's going to be any substance to the gameplay. He can prove me wrong, but Kojima, to be quite honest, even the last Metal Gear he did, everybody swears it was good.
Not everybody.
Here's the thing. I don't know. I think Phantom Pain was good for an open world stealth game. Really jumping into that idea, I think was solid. But I agree with you on that. Kojima is overrated. He doesn't earn a lot of. I like Kojima's trailers. I like where his head's at sometimes, but like his storytelling ain't the greatest, and people need to relax.
I just think.
I mean, this is what, trailer 3, and with some gameplay in it.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the hell we're doing. Like I still don't know.
Is that what we
This
saw?
is 4. That's 4 trailers.
I don't know. I don't know what this game is. I've never been a Kojima fan. I'm not a Metal Gear fan. I respect the IP though. You know, it has a legacy. I respect that. But like I could never get into a game that just deliberately does not want to tell me what the fuck I'm doing. It's just like,
that's how I felt when I was like, look, if this trailer does not show me some fucking gameplay, I'm gonna punch.
The only thing I got from it
that could be classified as gameplay was them walking around,
delivering dead bodies, powered by babies.
We didn't see the actual dead body delivery. We heard about it.
No, he was carrying carrying a whole body on his back. I was like, what's happening here?
I don't know. I'm just sick of hearing. I'm just sick of hearing that Kojima Death Stranding is going to be the greatest thing.
I'm not one of those guys.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. So out of the entire Sony conference, the only thing I was interested in was Spider-Man. I loved what I saw with Spider-Man. I'm excited. It's pre-ordered. Yeah, I liked what I saw.
Spider-Man's gonna be dope.
You didn't like freaking what was that game?
I mean, I liked The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my God, Ghost of Tsushima was dope.
You would not feel Boogie. You will look me in the eyes.
I can't see you.
I don't see those eyes.
Press conference that I thought looked really dope.
No, but like Ghost of Tsushima, honestly, from the start of that trailer, I mean, look, don't get me wrong. We played a samurai game up and down, right?
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything like that, but from the lighting, the coloring, and everything else, it was. When me and Reggie would watch that, it was back. Reggie was like, "Wow, the coloring's really good." I was like, "That's all right." The open hill, I was like, "Well, damn." It's like I was not.
It was the expansive fields, and then like the dope looking combat, like the sword combat. Oh, the sword play. Oh, everything about it looked good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a must buy for me.
But here's what didn't look good about that game, and my boy pointed out when we were watching with a friend of ours. And enemies attack you one at a time, which is what
it seems to look like.
I was just like, if in an actual group setting combat like this, at least 2 people need to come at me in this sword gameplay. And the actual, I mean, once the pretty rose-colored glasses wore off, and I actually get to sit down and analyze the gameplay, it has the potential to be really, really good.
That's what I'm saying.
We already know it's going to be really, really pretty, but gameplay-wise, it doesn't. It does look a little off, and that I can't agree with Boogie with.
Yeah,
it looked to me a bit shallow. And that's why I wasn't too excited.
Well, this is a From Software game, so you gotta expect the unexpected.
No, this is
Sucker Punch.
This is Sucker Punch. Yeah, I'm thinking about the other samurai game. My bad.
The other samurai.
The other samurai game. Sorry, got confused.
How much I love Pretty. It looked beautiful. I'm not gonna deny that.
Yo, that freaking wheat field. I was like, God damn.
It just seems a bit shallow. I would like to see more before. It didn't make me excited. I was like, this is interesting. But I wasn't like, oh my God, it's a must buy from what I saw at E3.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm picking up 2 Samurai games in 2019. That's all I'm saying.
I might pick all 3 of them.
We got plenty of Samurai games. We got Neo, Sekiro, and Ghost of Tsushima. So Samurais are hot right now.
Oh yeah,
Pirates are not,
Neo
man.
2. Neo 2. I forgot that. I forgot about
Hey,
that.
you know what? This kind of stole Neo 2's thunder because everybody
It
was
did.
like, "Oh, is this Neo 2? Oh, this looks way better than Neo." And then the very next
Neo
day,
2. I was like, oh shit. Freaking pissed into the cornflakes. What else came up? Well, I mean, but we didn't really talk about The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 is definitely a must buy, in my opinion. I mean, I didn't like the weird way it was presented. Same thing with Ghost. It's like, what's up with the 5-minute live performance of in-game music?
It's supposed to be an art.
yeah, I don't know why.
I didn't enjoy that.
Here's the thing.
That was
here's the
them
thing.
padding out the press conference.
is-
with that
it's
Like,
a show.
But like
It's
Banjo
a
dude,
show.
he was a little bit better. Like Flute guy, he
That's the same
Dude,
dude.
we had the 6-string band.
it wasn't the same guy.
Was it the same dude?
That wasn't the same.
Yes, it was. That's the
talented
same
dude.
What?
That's the same dude.
Look,
I'm-
one dude's nasty on a recorder though.
Yo, I'm not gonna knock his talent level, but goddamn, he went in a little too long on the flute. I was getting a little upset.
Oh my god. It's
But,
supposed to press attention.
I bet you he wasn't even like a musician. He was like just at the board when they were deciding
Shit.
what to do, like
He's
the press
a
conference, and he just happened to like love music as a hobby, and they were just like, we need to fill like an extra 30 minutes of this press conference. Like I can just play music.
I could just play my flute for a while.
Real talk. Here's the thing. I would have been more pissed being there because they had to walk from like one
Yeah.
studio to the other. I'm like,
Yeah, to go from the barn to the actual showroom. It's like, get the heck out of here. You saw that one dude, as soon as the Last of Us trailer exit, he was like, all right, we up, we leave it, let's go. Like, we'll miss everything else. But yeah, no, The Last of Us Part 2, the gameplay, oh my god. If that is gameplay, which I am
Sure, but it looks good.
I am not convinced that that's gameplay. It just looks too good.
Gameplay,
Here's the
dog.
thing.
Oh no, it's definitely not gameplay. What it is it's vertical slice gameplay. This is not like the finished game, and it's not even going to turn into the finished game. This is a demo that they created specifically for the E3.
Yeah, I was like, this looks a little too good. Like the movements of the characters, it just, everything was just a little too seamless. I was like, if this is gonna be the final game, like release it already. Like what the hell's what are you waiting for? Shut up and take my money.
Look, I mean, honestly, I legitimately just finished The Last of Us 2 remastered yesterday, and with Last of Us 2, I actually believe a lot of that stuff will be in the game of what they showed, of being thrown against the
looks really
bookcase
good.
and like the way she was dodging, like she was just cocking her head back and stuff like that. I have faith that that's gonna be how the game is gonna.
I mean,
be.
I don't doubt it, but like that stuff is probably like, you know, like bullet pointed in, like we have to include this. And a lot of what we see is going to be like simplified as like if you see you're picking up a hatchet, it'll be more like press A on a hatchet and then equip it, you know, like,
yeah.
And then there was no UI to speak of at all. Like
Right.
This was obviously like extra polish, and it's not reflective of what the final product is going to look like. But that's not to say the final product's not going to look amazing.
But
I mean,
because god dang, like the damage that the characters take, like it looks so real. I was actually like getting like cringed up, like it was brutal, man. Like when she was under the car and she shot that girl in the face, you saw the hole in her face. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Like O says, ladies can catch it too.
Yo, and she caught that shit right in her face.
Quality, everybody.
Yeah, she caught that bullet straight to the dome.
There were complaints about how brutal The Last of Us, The Last of Us 2,
The last of
trailer
us.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that
brutal.
looks good. I wasn't disappointed in that. But again,
I'm disappointed as how many people just forgot that Ellie is a lesbian. Like, did you not play the DLC? She likes girls. Like, stop.
I didn't play
Does
DLC either.
Does it?
Yeah,
does
I
it
mean,
matter. It's a love story. Moving on.
Right.
I'm just saying there was like outrage. You're like,
Honestly,
no!
watching it on Twitch chat was surprisingly well behaved. You usually expect them to flip out a lot more.
Trenell, those are the same.
I think
snowflakes
Twitch
that
chat
don't
knew, huh?
Those are the same snowflakes that don't like girls in World War II.
Yeah, I
It's the same
guess.
people.
Yeah.
They're there to just to cause the chaos. They don't really have an opinion.
Right.
But
We don't even know
that,
these are real people. For all we know, these are like fucking Russian Twitter trolls that we're just taking off like, way too much, way too seriously.
But the game looks fantastic. I can't wait for that. Outside of that, Resident Evil 2.
Thank God. That's all.
Resident Evil 2, the remaster from the ground up
This is a remake.
It's a remake, yeah.
Remake. Sorry, wrong terminology. I get confused sometimes. We had that discussion a while.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 done been remastered. Now it's being remade.
This is from the ground up.
2 never got remastered.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, 1 got remastered. 2 did not. And now
but this is from the ground up using the RE7 engine, and outside of the actual gameplay that they showed, a lot of YouTubers were able to get their hands on a build and play it for. So I've seen quite a bit of it. It looks good. It looks fucking scary, man, because it's one of those situations where you are not a zombie killer. You know, you're not out here trying to just pop all the heads that you can. Yeah, you're not badass Leon. There's no X to kick somebody's head off in this game. You're rookie Leon, and he's inexperienced, and this is a brand new situation for him. It's his first day on the job. And
first day on the job.
No, like seriously, it's his first day on the job, and shit goes crazy.
I mean, the thing I'm really enjoying about the gameplay that I've seen so far is that jump scares are not scary anymore. Jump scares are annoying to people. Mm-hmm. The big thing is what they're doing, and what I feel was almost kind of what was done in Dead Space, is that you're always going to be tense. You're never just going to be like everything is okay. In this game, you're always hearing noises. You're hearing like zombies groaning. You're hearing stuff move around. And man, is this game gory looking?
Gory. Oh God. Yeah, so, it's pretty gross. Capcom, they going above and beyond. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna go that far.
They're fighting games,
but they are making it. That is what I think. That's what they are doing.
Yeah, the fighting games.
It's Capcom. I'm not gonna count my chickens until they're hatched and grown up.
Right.
And I love me some chickens. Like what?
But let's go ahead and end things with Sony, and get over to Nintendo, which because of their their freaking copyright. Yeah. Boogie's actually gonna leave, and I'm actually not gonna show any gameplay from any of the Nintendo games because this video will not be allowed to go live.
Up, and that can be our discussion.
Yeah, pretty much, because I mean that was ultimately all they talked about. They did bring up again, and this was talked about at the Ubisoft conference, the Donkey Kong DLC and Mario plus Rabbids. They talked about that. They also talked about a little bit the new Super Mario Party.
I feel like the Rabbids DLC was delayed. I want to say that was supposed to have been out already.
I don't know.
I bought the season pass back in like December.
I don't think this is this included in the season pass?
It is.
Oh, okay. So
it's been longer than a season.
Yeah.
I mean, they showed off some other cool stuff or whatever.
I mean, the Super Mario Party was another game that they showed off. It's back to the original format. Instead of like all the characters riding in a car and moving at the same time, you're 4 individual characters, which is what I prefer.
I think they manned up with that, where they were, when Reggie came out, I was like, we didn't want this to be the game where it breaks friendship, so that's why they came up with that one. But I think they're like, you know what, we're competitive at this point, we might as well try and do that. Like, that game made me happy, but what made me really happy, and I don't know why it so weirdly made me happy, was Mario Tennis Ace. That was already announced, but yeah, I know, but I was amped. I was like, yo, let's.
Did you get to play the open beta?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it, but I mean that game looks fun. It looks a lot better than the shit that they crapped out on the Wii U. They also brought up some information or news about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 getting its first big expansion. So that's pretty cool. But the bulk of Nintendo's presence at E3 was dominated by Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
You could have surpassed freaking Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem was another thing that's going to us.
I give a fuck about Fire Emblem. No, like, well, for the Fire Emblem. But yeah, okay. So for the Fire Emblem people, like, elaborate. What happened with Fire Emblem?
They just showed another series coming up to the Switch and whatnot.
Yeah, new game coming to the Switch. They didn't really. That's a given.
But what's cool about it is that it's it's a little bit more aspect of like a war actually happening on the field or whatever with the units, which is actually kind of cool. That was
like, what this means for the people who love Fire Emblem is that this is going to be a first main platform Fire Emblem game in a long time.
Yeah,
they put out 2 mobile games, unless you want to count like the clones, in which case they put out they put out what 3-4 portable games that were all 2 of the same games, and then they put out a phone game. And now it's like, okay, where's my mainstay Fire Emblem titles? Because those are the last good ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, well.
So anyway.
Did you not play Fate or whatever they're called?
Yeah, I
did. White, black, and gray or whatever.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what it was.
I always get it mixed up because they had different names in Japanese than they did in English. But like it was like Birthright and Conquest. And I got Birthright, and I made the wrong choice because Birthright is way worse. It's just the worst game.
This is the worst version. But yeah.
Now we can talk about.
But now we can talk about Smash.
I want to get O's thoughts on Smash.
So Daddy Sakurai, and all of his slenderness, like that dude is looking slender. He came out and he announced that every single character that has been in Smash Brothers will return for Ultimate. So Melee boys, go ahead and get your freaking GameCube controllers ready, because you can now play as Pichu, young Link, and of course Wolf, who was Ice Climbers.
Wolf.
And of course Wolf, who was omitted from Smash 4 for some odd fucking reason. But yeah, everybody's back, including Solid Snake, which I did not expect at all. I think that was the biggest surprise.
Making a return appearance is Solid Snake's booty.
Solid Snake is back. That booty is, rest in peace, my boy. Yeah, that thing was flat.
He looked like a blow-up doll. That shit.
I was like, damn, dude. Yeah, but yeah. So thoughts? Oh, go.
All I was gonna say is that, like, when Reggie was asking me about it before, he was all like, "You're not as amped." I'm not as amped, but
really,
I'll tell you why in a second here. The good things about Smash or whatever, obviously, all the characters coming back. We have 68 fucking characters. If that's not enough characters for you, fuck off. The other thing is that there's a lot of different combat things changing in terms of Smash Bros. One-on-one fights are a little bit more balanced in terms of other things. Freaking a smoke screen happens when someone gets knocked away or whatever. Recovering is a lot easier, and even living is a lot easier in terms of different things. It's no longer 150.
Apparently, you can tech throws now.
Yeah, you can you can do other cool stuff like tech and throws. You
brought back the directional dodge from Melee.
That too. Freaking there's now perfect guarding or whatever, which is a very, very advanced technique for you to move around to have even more mobility and keep somebody in place and stuff, to being cautious of you just blitzing on other people. How they're unlocking all the 68 characters, you have a different roster every time somebody starts up or whatever, how you unlock it. I mean, a list goes on in terms of changes. It's probably going to be a ton more, right? We got Ridley in the game.
Ridley was the only the only new character.
Well,
he's an assist trophy.
and Splatoon girls.
Oh well, I'm talking about outside of that. I'm talking about outside of what we already knew.
Yeah, I mean everyone's getting different advancements. Ganondorf has a sword. I mean, there's a shit ton of stuff.
And he's N64 Ganon, which is my favorite Ganon. I do not like Link Between Worlds Zelda though. I love
Link Between Worlds Zelda.
I don't like her. I don't like her face, man. I don't like that face.
I love her.
She doesn't look like an elf. She looks like an anime chick.
Yeah, she's way too happy. But she's supposed to
way too happy.
She's different. She's different in terms of that. But I agree with Yama. I like how she looks with her. Not my Zelda, but freaking at the same time.
Hashtag not my Zelda.
Not my Zelda. I don't like Zelda, but I would want to pick up the new Zelda, Link Between Worlds Zelda.
Oh, the news. I mean, we're gonna see some different changes or whatever, and when Smash is coming out this year, so
December. Yeah, they also announced the release date.
Yeah, it's coming out December something, whatever. I mean, for me, I don't know. Like for me, as an aspect of me playing Smash or whatever, as I dabble to freaking perfect pivoting and other crazy high tech things and stuff, I'm like, do I really want to play this game again? And that's just me on a personal level.
Well, I mean, according to Nintendo, this game was built from the ground up, so it's neither a port. It's neither a port or a.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it at all.
No, I mean, yeah, I agree with you there, but this is what they're saying, because a lot of people, and me included, I expected them to just port over Smash Brothers for the Wii U and add all of the 3DS stuff that was omitted from the console experience. That's what I expected. So,
but they were like, add everything from the DS in this game, all the fucking characters, and make a brand new game with rebalancing and other stuff, and also Sakurai's small, you know, I actually say a small lie because it's basically gonna change if anything. But he's all like, don't expect too many new.
Yeah, no, he said right out the gate. You know, we added everybody. We added everybody, so don't expect too much more. Like he just put it out there. So
maybe 1 or 2 they is. If he rounded up to 70, I wouldn't be mad with that.
Yeah, a nice solid 70 characters should suffice.
That's a lot of characters.
Exactly. This is I don't want to hear anybody complaining, and I don't know where this Waluigi love is coming from. But
what about Bomberman? Man, Bomberman being regulated as a freaking assist trophy? Come on, dog.
Rest in peace, Bomberman. I'm sorry.
No Bomberman.
I was like, yo, why not capitalize on that? Bomberman is cool. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, Bomberman is cool. He's had a healthy life on Nintendo hardware. So,
how are you gonna make Mr. Game & Watch a character but not Bomberman?
I don't know. I think that would have rounded out like the whole like iconic like classic characters with Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, and Bomberman. Oh, and Mega Man.
I think the big thing with this announcement is I'm not a Smash player, and I actually kind of felt bad that I can't get on this hype train because watching that trailer, I was like, oh, everybody's back. And so, I mean, seeing Twitter blow up and Facebook blow up, just people are excited for this game, man. I hope it's as good as...
I've been saying for a year now that they're overdue to make a new Smash game for the Switch, and so I was expecting this. I was surprised.
I knew it was coming, but I was just confused as to how they were going to present it. Were they going to do the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze with Funky Kong mode enabled, or were they going to build something from the ground up? That was my I hate them for that, yo.
Trenell is pointing to it. Nintendo can literally take a turd and shape it into Mario, and Nintendo Twitter and Nintendo Facebook will go ape shit.
They're going ape shit. Like I don't understand it.
It doesn't matter what Nintendo does. People go ape shit over it, and sometimes it's justified, sometimes it's not. It's looking like Smash Brothers they actually put in the work for Smash Brothers, unlike Mario Kart 8, unlike the Donkey Kong game, unlike countless other games.
Unlike Splatoon 2,
that were just ports or just lazy releases because they know people are going to buy it. At the very least, they put some effort into this. And that's good to see. But seeing people go apeshit over it doesn't mean anything, especially when it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
I mean, they exceeded my expectations because I told you what I expected from them. So they definitely exceeded my expectations. So I will give them that. But in order to play online, you're going to have to get that Nintendo online service, my boys. Let
me tell you this.
So all 4 of us are going to go ahead and get the family plan.
No, wait.
All 5 of us, yeah.
You have a Switch?
Let's go ahead and get that family plan going.
I mean, let me tell you this. Like, in terms of like paying for a subscription and everything else, I'm way past that mark. And yeah, Nintendo is coming out with a subscription-based thing, whatever it is.
In September, right?
Yeah, not a big deal to me. If there's a game I would like to play online, that's fine. I will go ahead and do that and stuff. And if they want to make that a big party where they want me to pay either a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription or whatever it is, not a big fucking deal.
Origin's down to join the family plan. Just let you guys know.
I mean, that's not a big deal for me to put it out there. The problem I see for it, I didn't mean to cut you off, really, but I don't know if this is your point.
No, finish.
No, go ahead.
But the problem I have for me and stuff is that what is online that I would like to play, and right now, I can really think of just 2 games. That's Splatoon and freaking Smash Brothers. That's about it.
What about ARMS? You don't play ARMS?
The problem I have with Nintendo and their online service is that it is featureless. I mean, like you said, there's barely any online games you're going to want to play. But beyond that, there's no online features. There's no party up. I mean, there's barely chat in Nintendo.
Maybe they'll change that. Maybe they'll try to change something like that.
I don't think they can, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be back to the days of the 360, early 360, and play where your game chat was implemented by the developers. was it Fortnite? I think it's Fortnite, right? That implemented in-game chat.
Yep, Fortnite has in-game chat on the Switch.
Same thing with Capcom with Monster Hunter. They had in-game chat that they implemented themselves, and it wasn't a Nintendo thing and stuff. And they've done that for all their other titles for Monster Hunter coming on there when it comes to either a chat system or voice and stuff. It wasn't until Ultimate where they actually had a voice chat for that. They did the same thing with Animal Crossing, Nintendo, when they had for the Wii, with a weird peripheral that you had to add the Wii mic.
Yeah, I remember that.
But then they inputted it into the actual freaking handheld themselves and stuff like that. I get it. They're like, the features on top of freaking getting online play is nowhere near what you would get for anything for even Sony, which is kind of lacking for me. But Microsoft, on the other hand, has like a shit ton of things you can actually get, and they've already been in this scene to focalize onto that, where you have a bunch of stuff like that. Nintendo, on the other hand, does not have anything that really push it. But the only reason I say that could change is only because what we have for new CEOs, and also what we have in terms of things coming down the line that they can make different better decisions in terms of that. Now that's just hopeful thinking. That's not.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, because I'm gonna break your thinking. I don't think the Nintendo Switch is hardware. It's either the hardware or the operating system is capable of layering chat outside of the game, and that's why they don't have it. I think for them to have the party chat that you can get on Xbox, that you can get on PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And even also the multiple apps running at the same time, there's going to have to be either a hardware update or at the very least a operating system update. I just don't think that the Switch can do it. It's technically not possible.
I mean, I get that. The voice chat, I mean, we've talked about with voice chat where they were like, what was that thing where you had to like do some unreasonable thing to get voice chat on some game.
Use the freaking phone. Yeah, use your cell phone with that ugly ass peripheral for Splatoon. Yeah,
exactly. That's why I was like, yo, okay, that's just a hardware thing, and that's not something you can just change down the line. I'm not talking about that. I mean the service themselves, like what they could have into it or everything else. I mean, again, Nintendo as itself haven't been a huge idea in terms of like basically onlineness and whatnot. And honestly, how I see their online service as a group chat or whatever is like stupid like comments and stuff. Boogie, like, oh yay, we had a good time. Like just that automatic. That's not a reasonable. I don't like that shit. I really hate that shit in terms of it. So I'm with you on that or whatever. But that's what I mean, like in terms of advancement. If they were going to come out with like a different Switch version that had a mic, then something else, an upgrade or whatever, they can fucking do that. But I think right now they are like, okay, we're going to jump on this because there are people who do play online, and this is what we need to do. And you need to get over. So
yeah, I will say this. At the very least, they got the pricing right. I mean, for $20 a year, $35 a year for what, like up to 8 people.
Yeah,
that at least they got the price right. They didn't come out trying to charge the same amount Microsoft or Sony is charging, because they know that their service has quite less features. So at the very least they got that right. And $20 a year to play online Splatoon and Smash Brothers is not
a big
deal. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I've always liked, me personally, any game that I've had, and this is the person of games that I've picked up or whatever when it comes to Smash Bros, Splatoon, or any small DLC stuff I have, even like WiiWare titles and whatnot. I've never felt like I spent too much money when I bought any of these titles. Not like a full-fledged game, but things that are just on their marketplace that I've picked up and I've always felt like they're reasonably priced. If I'm talking about the Wii, that was just one thing. The Wii U, I didn't buy a lot of WiiWare titles, but there were a bunch of stuff that I actually did like and stuff. But I bought all the DLC for Smash, and that was just reasonably priced me. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Their entry into DLC on the Wii U was solid, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because all the DLC for Mario Kart 8 was reasonably priced.
But I feel so disrespected by freaking, what is it, not the Miiverse, but the Miitomo, and then about the Smash, not the Smash, but the Mario Run. I was like, God damn, these prices are unreasonable. All right, well, fuck it. Like,
Once they killed the Wii U, they're like, all right, time to get paid. That's what they doing. But so that was pretty much everything that was announced at Nintendo's presence at E3. Smash Brothers clearly taking priority over there. They had the Treehouse event where they went into greater detail on some of like the nuances or changes between the individual characters. Like you said, Ganondorf now uses his sword, so that's pretty cool. They also highlighted features that like with Ryu, if you are playing one-on-one and you're facing, Ryu will always face his opponent, similar to how he does in Street Fighter. So I thought like all those like small little like nuances, and also like Bayonetta between her two costumes between 1 and 2. The sound effects are different. In the previous game in Smash 4, like her like aesthetics were different. She threw around red instead of blue or whatever. So it was pretty dope. What went down in terms of Smash Brothers, but I am still not like fully on board as far as Nintendo and the Switch. Like I'm still, it's in my opinion, it's still disappointing as a console, and they haven't really given any reason for me to continue to invest money into it besides Smash Brothers. Like that it will be the only reason that I continue to play my Switch right now, because they didn't show off Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
They also didn't even mention the game that Retro Studios is supposedly working on. So a lot went unsaid when it came to Nintendo, but we did get a whole lot of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that was their big thing. That's their big thing of the show.
Yeah, that was all they had really.
At least there's something coming out, right? Because I mean, we had a lot of games throughout the show that we won't see for years and years to come. So I mean, pretty much everything Nintendo showed is coming out either this year or next.
Right. Yeah. Very true. But yeah, that is it for the E3 wrap up. This is the part of the show where we would normally give our final thoughts, running through each of the stories, but we don't have time. The time is very limited here. So I want to end things off with a basic question. I'm gonna allow everybody to answer. So for the final thoughts segment, who won E3? Baby, haha, yeah. I don't know. I don't know who.
First.
Okay, go ahead.
Who won E3, man? We did. I mean, I think everybo's doing solid.
I like that answer.
Everyone is bringing
round of applause for that answer.
That's awesome.
At the end of the day, because I mean, if Sony wins, none of us. I mean, what do we get out of that? If Xbox or Microsoft wins, what do we get out of that? But everyone's bringing some top tier games. I mean, even games we haven't heard of. I mean, I expect quality in at least these next 3 years.
Yeah.
Everybody's a winner except for people who are expecting anything out of EA.
Yeah. Those guys,
I mean, but no loot boxes though.
Well, look, EA, we're down on EA, but they did their usual, right? They got NBA Live, they got Madden, they got the FIFA. They gaffled the UEFA Cup from PES, from Pro Evo Soccer. So
yeah, that's true. If you're crazy about Pro Evo Soccer and Madden and FIFA or whatever, the thing is, EA was a conference. I'm still not convinced that those kinds of people would have gave a damn about their conference.
No, but the biggest thing out that nobody's really talking about is the FIFA get, because the UEFA Cup, that is huge. That is huge. The only thing that's close to that is the World Cup or EPL, the European, English Premier League. Is English Premier League, and then there's the UEFA Cup, and then there's the World Cup. And them grabbing that just FIFA is the best-selling sports game in the world. Yeah, and it's gonna make them that much better, and not because they're doing more features, or not because they're the best looking game or the best playing game. It's because they have all of the licenses. So I think there's a win for those people out there that have been playing FIFA. There's been a lot of people that will buy both of them because they want to play the UEFA Cup and they still want to play English Premier, because English Premier was exclusive to Sony. Exclusive to FIFA. UEFA was exclusive to PES. So that's a big get. It saves people $60. So there's a win on that side for those people.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a win for people who are into FIFA, but that's kind of like a loss for like the
competition.
Yeah.
Industry as a whole. Like that whole space is now even more monopolized than it was before.
It's only FIFA. There is only FIFA,
buddy. When the small amount of competition that FIFA had starts to go away, then there's even less incentive to continue like increasing the quality of the FIFA titles.
Yeah, because you're gonna end up with a Madden situation where nobody is making football games except for Madden.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree. That's problematic. Absolutely, I agree there.
Yeah. But I think we can go ahead and end it on
Wait,
what?
wait.
Well, I mean, is anybody going to argue the fact that we all won?
We all won.
I thought that was a pretty. I thought that was a pretty good answer.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer.
I mean, it's a great answer, but I still want to say my
Okay, go ahead. Oh, say it. Speak your mind, baby.
No. The only thing I wanted Yao to finish his points. I thought he was going to say something else. Are you good, Yao? Or you got something else to say?
No, that's fine. All
right. This guy. No, honestly, the whole win argument stuff, because I got it from not just you guys, but I got it from everybody. Like, who won E3 for you? Who won this or whatever? And obviously, Reggie's point is obviously one I want to go with. Like, yeah, everyone won E3. But the notion of whoever won at anything in terms of freaking video games in my aspect of stuff is so ridiculous that it makes no sense to me. Like I was telling you earlier, Trenell, that freaking the only reason I got a 360 was to play Halo. It's you. That's it. Same thing with a Wii U. The only reason I bought the Wii U was to play Smash. That's it. There is nothing else ridiculous. So realistically, the only thing.
Where's your brand loyalty?
Yeah, the only thing that was like really that got me and stuff at E3 that in terms of anybody winning and whatnot was just the games that you wanted to see. So in an aspect for me or whatever, I think that what I wanted to play out there, I didn't win anything. So
damn.
I think that this E3 was better than a lot of E3s that we've seen in the past. There was a lot less like random grandstanding, a lot less like random jargon, a lot less like gimmicky motion control, whatever the fad is. Even
not
VR,
a lot of VR.
Like the VR stuff that you saw was like practical. It was a practical amount of like VR. Nobody was going crazy about it like they were before. And people were because the like all that fat got trimmed away. We saw a lot more. Here's the trailer. Here's the developer to talk about the game. Here's the release date, or not, or here's 2020. Off in the future. And I feel like we as gamers, we got a lot more out of this E3 than we were expecting. Maybe.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
I think I'll end things by saying. Oh,
go ahead. No, go ahead, Trenell.
No. We're still here. That I was very, very proud of Microsoft. For the last 2 years, they have been doing any and everything except for talking about games. They, not to say that what they've been doing was bad, but it was a lot of things like based around Microsoft and Xbox as a brand. And trying to push that as to more of like a service similar to Steam. They want to be everywhere for everyone. They've been championing the inclusion of crossplay. They've been down to do crossplay with any and everybody. They've made.
We'll see if that holds up next generation.
Yeah, exactly. They've gone out of their way to make their games more accessible to more people. And this year they brought the games, and that was the one thing I said, like, if they don't bring the games, I don't know what they're gonna do, because I feel like this was a make or break year for Microsoft, and they impressed me with their stage presence. Granted, a lot of their exclusive stuff we won't see for a couple years out, so that is disappointing. But the fact that they were focused on games this E3. Definitely put a smile on my face. So I will give my E3 props to Microsoft. They've definitely come like from the bottom in my opinion, and plus Battletoads. So
Battletoads is real. The dream is now alive.
Yeah, the dream is real.
I'm looking forward to next E3 because there's a lot of really cool. The coolest stuff shown off this E3 is stuff that we'll getting released next.
Yeah, we'll see it next E3.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah.
What about you, buddy?
Basically, I have some of the same sentiments as you as far as Microsoft. And how they position themselves. They showed a lot of games this year, but what I saw them do is they position themselves for the future. Yep. What they have coming down the road, with the purchase of the studios, the showings of new titles like the new Halo game and a couple other things that they showed that's not going to be out right away. They definitely positioning themselves for the future, hardware and software wise. I did like. I actually like what Nintendo did. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I did like that what they showed is stuff that we're going to be able to get our hands on soon.
Yeah.
Not stuff that's we're going to have to wait years and years to get a hold of. And disappointment. I was disappointed with Sony, to be quite honest, because they showed us a bunch of stuff that we've seen.
We've already seen, yeah.
That we've been waiting for years.
You could even count it as a press conference. They put in less effort than Nintendo.
And
I mean, and what was up with the play-by-play after like every other trailer? Like I didn't.
I don't know.
It wasn't even.
It was just filler. So it was. They had a time slot they needed to fill, and I think that's what that was. That's what it felt like to me. I didn't see what they have for me coming down the road. I mean, there's rumors that worked with AMD on a new chip architecture for the next system, but
it's a few years out.
That's a few years out, and we know Sony's going to have something because they have a ton of great IPs. But it seems to me like the past 2.5 years they kind of blew their load.
Yeah.
They're comfortable. They're comfortable.
Yeah, and that's problematic.
Yeah.
That's what they were comfortable after the PlayStation 2, and we saw what happened with the PlayStation 3. So I was disappointed that we didn't see anything. Even we didn't see them position themselves for the future. I don't know if they're going to have something coming up in Gamescom, which that's August, right? Out in Germany, or if they're going to do their whole big Sony thing again in December, show some stuff. Because even at their last, what they call the PlayStation Experience, they didn't have much to show.
Nope.
I was just surprised at how little that they had to show us.
How little that was
Sony
new.
That was new, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think we could go ahead and wrap that up. This was a nice, girthy 2.5 hour podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do want to give a special thanks to our guest, Mountlover from Try2Games, Infinite Inventories, Reggie and O. You guys are always welcome to come back. This is the part of the show that I want to dedicate to you guys. So starting with Mountlover, I'm going to let you guys plug whatever you want to plug. Let everybody know what you're up to and how they can reach out to you if they choose to.
You can catch me on Twitter at MountloverGames. You can catch me on YouTube, youtube.com/Try2Games if there's anything new coming out. But probably the most, the thing I'll be doing in the near future is hosting the second season of Dragon Ball FighterZ tournaments. I should have hosted it already, but my schedule got a little bit tied up. So keep an eye out. I'll be announcing it soon, and we'll be doing both EU and North America Dragon Ball FighterZ weekly, not weekly, like bi-weekly-ish tournaments. So yeah, that should be fun.
Yep.
On PS4 and PC, out of curiosity?
Yeah, PC only. Sorry about that, PS4 players, but blame lack of crossplay.
Yes. And what about you, Reggie? What are you up to? How can the people reach out to you?
Right now I'm kind of on standby. Infinite Inventory is, we've been lacking on our episodes a little bit, but it doesn't mean that we haven't been in the lab. At least I'm definitely in the lab right now. I mean, me and O have very varying schedules, so that's why we haven't been on the couch. But Infinite Inventory is not dead, and I do plan to make sure it comes back stronger than ever.
That's what's up. And what's your Twitter handle? How can we stalk you on the internet?
Oh man, y'all don't want to see me. I am at Infinite Invento on Twitter right now. But yeah, I mean, if anything, you can see us at Infinite Inventory on YouTube, and we'll give you updates there. Awesome. And O, anything else up with you?
Huh? No.
What? Leave me alone. That's pretty much what I was saying. I got games to play.
Literally, Reggie, I'm side developer in terms of side editor. With Reggie and stuff. So anything else, tweet us at Infinite Inventory and stuff. We actually have a page and whatnot that we're trying to start up, but at the same time, we're on standby, so we're not gonna have you rush too hard and whatnot in terms of doing stuff. We're putting a lot of things in the pipeline, so that's a lot of things that we want to get away, but we want to make this show very quality, so that's what we gotta try and do.
Awesome.
Quality, so a lot of hitting women is what
you're so a lot of
episode.
Quality. You don't want to be in the game, right? We'll catch it like a man.
Oh my god! So I'll have all of their information down in the description. You can check these guys out. They are amazing people, and you guys are welcome to come back on the show anytime. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this show. This was the season 3 premiere, episode 105, a weekly gaming news show at our new home. And I had a blast. And, we're definitely going to have to get you guys back on here again. But I think I've rambled on long enough, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. My name is Trenell, and I'm here with the homeboy Todd, and we will catch you guys here next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.